Hello! So, one of my earlier videos, I think my third one I ever uploaded, when I just went vegan, I mean just weeks afterwards, I did non-vegan versus vegan, or vegan versus non-vegan. So, I can't remember which one I started with, but I had this non-vegan sign that I made. And the reason when I was non-vegan, you know, it smelled good to me at the time. I don't think it smelled. I think it should be smelled good, but we'll just keep going. The boys are playing with Patrick in the living room. They're doing this little dance number that we do together. But anyways, I craved it. It was a sense of feeling like I needed it. I believed animals did not suffer. In reference to humane slaughter, for some reason, free range, organic, humane, for some reason, I was duped by that, and I thought for some reason there was a way that they would suffer. I didn't realize even if there was a way that, and when we can make it so they don't suffer, to unnecessarily harm, to take life that they desire to have is wrong. I was afraid to lack protein as well, growing up with a mom, whose grandparents did cattle ranching. She believed that the protein was in the blood of the animal. Okay, I thought it was costly to be vegan. Hop, hop, hop. Yay!
What's that?
I thought it was too difficult. I also have another error here. It should be T-O-O, not T-O. I didn't think it was going too difficult. I thought it was too difficult to do. I believed it was easier to get food, and it kind of was, because I didn't know how to read labels and understand like what casein was and things like that. Now I know all that, no problem. And then I also was not vegan because meals I assumed were faster. Now, almost 6 months in as a vegan, let me close this door. Now, almost 6 months in as a vegan, I don't feel that meals that are non-vegan are fast meals that are, in fact, vegan. In fact, vegan meals kind of seem to be quite a bit faster than non-vegan meals 6 months in. So, as a vegan, this is what I felt when I first went vegan, I feel 0% guilt. I feel that now. With the climate crisis, I feel guilt for ways that I could be more efficient and struggling with trying to make a change, some sort of change. Anyway, I don't want to get too off topic there with mixing in climate crisis. This is about veganism specifically right now. Health of family, self, animals. That feels right on point. Everything feels real good. Nobody is ever sick. I think since we've been vegan, the boys had one little cold that passed through. I mean, you're still gonna catch bugs, but just not the same fevers, at least in the past 6 months. We'll give them more time, but not the same fevers occurring, less nasal congestion for me. Health of the animals, that is so important to me, and I still feel that that's important, and that's why I am vegan. And I feel I am combating injustice, cruelty, and hate. I feel that way right now. And even more so, the more you learn about it, the more you open yourself to it and see what other activists and vegans are doing, you really feel like you are in the gears of change and combating injustice, cruelty, and hate. It tastes better. Yeah, I still agree with that. Vegan food does taste better. Tasting the Beyond Burger, it does taste better than regular burger, in my opinion, because there's no cruelty there, it's sustainable, and it is good, so that makes it better, and it tastes better to me. It just does. There's not that, I don't get those bits of, cartilage and fat balls from the meat. You know, I don't ever, when I bite into a Beyond Burger, I don't ever feel like I have to like take pieces out or spit pieces out. Like even before, when I would like bite into a fried chicken body sandwich from like Wendy's or McDonald's or something, you know, there'd be like a string of fat, you know, in there, and there'd be parts I wanted to spit out, you know, or it just didn't, the texture was terrible, actually. Now, looking back on it, yeah, tasting better, vegan food does taste better by a long shot. Remembering the texture of beef sandwiches and chicken sandwiches in my mouth now, I definitely prefer plant-based, absolutely. The best way I can describe it as when I ate non-vegan burgers and chicken sandwiches, bird sandwiches, they felt like foreign in my mouth. Even then, it just kind of felt like I had to have, like, definitely had to be like a fried chicken sandwich. I definitely liked extra lettuce. I like to put cheese on it for sure. Definitely had like mayonnaise on there. You know, I had lots of sauces because there would come times when the meat would be in my mouth and I'd just be like, you know, I actually don't really like this about this, you know. It's like, I would eat a steak. I'd cut all around the fat. Did not want to eat any of the fat. It just wasn't for me. Some sickos eat that stuff, okay? You know, my mom was one of those, so. Anywho, food tastes better. Coming from both sides of the equation, eating meat for over 30 years. Right here, this chick, yeah, I was a dirty dairy bitch, okay? Yeah, me, okay? I was on both sides of the equation here. Definitely the vegan food tastes so much better. Oh, yeah. Teeth are cleaner. Yes, that has been consistent. Now, of course, you still have to floss and brush, you know. You can't just say, oh, I'm vegan so I can slack off, you know, and nothing's going to happen. But I'm finding that, you know, as now that I don't have, like, cheese packed in my teeth or, like, meat, flesh packed into my teeth, flossing is easier when I'm just getting fruits and veggies, you know, and bits of beans out of there and whatnot. I still have energy. Sometimes I'm tired, but that's because I tend to be a night owl. I tend to stay up late. I'm up at night. I am. Usually till like 12 or so. Sometimes even like 2 in the morning, but rarely 2 in the morning because I do have to have energy to get up with the boys. But I do things after the kids are asleep, stuff like that. And clarity. Yes, I have... There is a level of clarity that I feel. I guess now that means something different to me, but I see, maybe, I can't remember what I said in the last video, but I do see clearly the right from the wrong, and I see clearly what I do and don't want to do, very clearly. There's no, you know, in the beginning I was a little confused because I still haven't learned all, you know, the facts, you know, verbatim and everything, and but I have listened and learned, and I know the knowledge, and even though I can't recite the exact words, the feelings and the emotions that I felt have resonated, and I follow my conscience. You know, I heard it, my conscience heard it, I made a decision, now I can feel that right from wrong. I have clarity of what I do and don't want to do or will and will not do. And it's very clear to me. I have clarity in seeing what is happening with animal agriculture. They try and manipulate and make you think, oh, you know, this and that, but, you know, a little animal protein, a little boost with some eggs. You know, I'm not eating anything out of a chicken's butt. I'm not eating anything that egg industry that grinds up baby male chicks on the first day of life, that forces hens to lay unnatural amounts of eggs until their legs break and they die of diseases and then go to the slaughterhouse. No, there's no question there. Profound difference? Yes. It is a profound difference. So, there you have it. Vegan, non-vegan. That was what I did for, I believe, my 3rd video. And here I am, just about 6 months in. Video came out a little soon, but in 4 days. Is today the 15th? Oh, man. I totally can't remember the date right now. Anyways, July 18th, I went vegan, so we're coming up on the 18th of January, which means we are going to be 6 months in, right? Wait. August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, we'll be 6 months in. So I'm very excited. Half a year. I'm excited to see what 1 year feels like, 2 years, on and on and on and on until I'm gone. So yeah, I'm gonna, if I had to check in again and say what I want. I know I did it's my 4-month vegan video like a while ago, 2 months ago. I can do math. You know, I still feel the same. It's consistent. I still want to be vegan. I don't want to be non-vegan. I don't want to be anti-vegan. I want to be vegan. And I would recommend it for anyone who's interested in avoiding animal abuse and cruelty, exploitation of animals, exploitation of our planet, destruction of our resources, and who wants to avoid heart disease, cancer, Crohn's disease, the list goes on and on, diabetes. Anybody who wants to avoid that to the best of their ability, get on board with whole food, plant-based foods, go vegan. You don't have to be a raw vegan. You know, raw vegan eating is great. It's good for us. It's healthy, but there's nothing wrong with cooking our food either. Watch out for the oils. And I'm one to talk because I use, you know, plant-based butters to saute my vegetables from time to time. Not every time, but I do. And that's something that some vegans don't even use any oils, and that's fantastic. And I guess in closing, what happens is kind of the process for me. You know, I went vegan after watching Earthlings, July 18th. I started making videos a couple weeks in. And at first I was just absolutely off of all animal products immediately, watching Earthlings vegan. And then you learn more and more about why you avoid certain oils, you know, like palm oil. The orangutans so terribly exploited. Just the sheer, I didn't know that orangutans get a food from the palm that they grow to get the palm oil, okay? They eat from these palms, and because of that, because they're drawn into it, they are shot. If there's an area where they want to take what's already there or grow something there and there are orangutans there, they just take them out. I looked into the footage. Thank you, John Sakras, for Palm Oil Kills Orangutans video. Yeah, I watched that, and that showed footage that I hadn't seen before. Darts in their back, them being hauled off, hit with machinery to get them out of the way, killed, skulls of them where they had been burned alive. I mean, just, it's terrible. And they will put Rainforest Alliance, they will put these sustainable, you know, patches on them. And I know that there's a palm oil that is apparently extremely sustainable. It's actually in the U.S. that they're doing it. I heard it from Chris Vegan Zombies channel. He went and visited the lady. This peanut butter that and other products, I believe, that are U.S. palm oil, if I'm remembering correctly, but like super sustainable. So that was really neat. And he's an extremely ethical vegan, so that was neat. But what I want to say is, if something requires a stamp to say, hey, actually it's safe, then I think we should be aware that means that's a warning sign. Like if there's a chance that it can be harmful or detrimental or it can be done the wrong way, then we should avoid it if possible. So since palm oil isn't a necessity, I try and avoid it at all costs, and I just do my absolute best at integrating off of it. And what really will happen, what I'm interested in seeing in this journey, you know, I'm 6 months in, is getting to the point where I can be okay without any oils, you know. And if you're feeling like veganism, you start it, and then oh, you keep taking in, you know, less and less, and then till you have nothing. That's the wrong mentality. And I am not doing this because some god of veganism is demanding it of me. The really amazing thing about veganism is day by day, week by week, month by month, you learn more and you want to care more and you want to do more that is better, and it feels good. It is my own obligation to do this, and I really like it. That's what I really love, is it's not some pamphlet that you get and you follow the rules. There's not some vegan Bible that you go by, you know, that to this level, to this level, to this level, you know. The thing that it starts with is stopping unnecessary harm to animals wherever possible, you know. And so being ethical and moral. So it's really neat. It triggers you to be a neat person, and you, depending on your personality, you just go different ways and do different things. And so 6 months in, wow, I'm happy. I feel good. I haven't had any issues. You know, I still occasionally, my back will hurt because I have a 4-inch crack up my tailbone. I have a little issue going on possibly with like my C9 vertebrae that I haven't looked back into because I just haven't. But the weight loss has been fine. I have sustained. I haven't gained anything back. I'm 5'6". I average right now from about 149 to 151. Ideally, I want to work on my tum-tum and stuff. A little C-section action. Got me a little fanny pack going on. I want to try to get down to like 140, 138-ish. I don't know. I was like 138 when I went out for my mom's memorial, but that was I felt a little too thin for me. Although I had lost the weight out of grief. I just couldn't eat. I couldn't eat after my mom died. I mean, I could eat little nibbles and bits because I had to have some energy to take care of the boys, but the desire to eat was just about gone for a while there when my mom first died, those first months. So I do miss her, and I wish that I had been able to introduce her to veganism and maybe give her a chance to be around longer. But I'm kind of going off and mumbling on here. Love your parents while they're here, and trying. Not saying that I had unfinished business with my mom. We ended with a good relationship. But if you have any skeletons in the closet or any issues or angers, or you want to tell them just how much you love them, or you have something you never told them that you think would make them really happy, do it, because you never know when they're going to be gone. And that's it. You know, they're just gone. And it's like a void. It's like a void. So many times I would call my mom, you know, during the day just to keep her company, really, because she was, you know, home alone. But I loved to talk to my mom, and she was like this just great index of knowledge, you know, just and she was one of my best friends. But first and foremost, she was my mother. And that is the truth. She was my mother, you know. And she was a friend, but she always my mother first and foremost. So that was the relationship we had, mother and daughter. We were never like, you know, oh, we're such best friends, you know. Not that I'm not trying to put anybody down that has that relationship, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, 6 months in, I'm going to go forever, and I highly recommend it. Yes. Thanks for watching, and have a great afternoon, evening, week, month, year, life, and go vegan. I am sending so much love right now to all of you. It is unbelievable. It sucks the breath out of me because I love you so much, and I want you to thrive, and I want us to turn this terrible situation, this crisis that these animals are in, I want us to turn it around and obliviate it, because we decide that we want to. You know, we learn and we know this is right, yeah. And because of the animals. You know, that's always important, because of the animals. So fight for it. Join me. You can do it. Don't be hard on yourself. You won't miss it. I don't. And the key thing is connecting with the animals. I used to love milk chocolate, and you could still have that. They make coconut milk chocolate. They make rice milk chocolate. There's a variety. I haven't bought it recently. I'm thinking maybe online, because I've only found a couple of milk chocolate things like randomly at like Sprouts or maybe King Soopers. But double check your dark chocolate. That is not always vegan also, by the way. But after you get healthy and you're on the right track, you know, I get by with little sweets here and there when I do crave them. But I thought I would miss it. I thought I couldn't do it. And then I watched Earthlings. I'm telling you, you connect with those animals. You see how they are exploited and suffering, and you won't want it. You know, you see past the packaging. You see past the commercials. The cravings become irrelevant. It's just, I cannot do it. It is switched off, and it feels good. Really, it feels good. It's so hard to describe, but it is on your own accord. Veganism is within you, and it's something that you embrace, and you are your own person in veganism. I've said this before. I may have said it even on this previous video, you know, vegan versus non-vegan here, before and after. There are such a variety of vegans. There are death metal vegans. There are gangster rapper vegans. There are stripper vegans. There are grungy gamer vegans. There are hot supermodel Beyonce vegans. There are just a variety. Look at me. I mean, come on. I am so average. I am just so average. I'm just your average woman, okay? And I did it. And I used to eat dairy like it was nobody's business because I thought it was so good. And I used to just eat, I just used to eat body parts and pork rinds. And I do not miss it. I didn't know about it, and I didn't allow myself to let it in mentally because I was ashamed, and I couldn't. When I would go out in public, all I could see were the animal products. That's all I wanted to eat. Now that I'm vegan, I see all the delicious food that's there. I mean, for starters, you walk in the grocery store, produce aisle, you got everything delicious right there. Then I go through the aisles where there are vegan options on the dry shelves, and some of the stuff in the frozen section and the vegan yogurt. But as the kids get older too, I'm going to try and integrate off of that stuff because reducing trash, that's the great thing about veganism is all your food really doesn't even come in, well, in the store it has wrapping on it sometimes, but it's far less packaging and you can have your own garden. So almost 6 months in. Congratulations to me and my family. Like I said before, they're out there playing, and I'm gonna join them and do a little dance. Although I did have a lot of zucchini and Brussels sprouts, so maybe I should let it sit for a little while before I go jump around. Because I had a delicious green zucchini squash sautéed with Brussels sprouts cut in half, and I also warmed up some hominy, and I steamed some broccoli, and it was really good. It was so good. So I went back for seconds, and I'm kind of stuffed. So maybe I'll just go and dance along slowly, and then once my food digests a little better, settles down, jump around, get hyphy. So yeah, go vegan. Seriously, like I said, I love you all. We can do this. We just have to stick together and know that even though we're spread all about, and maybe our next door neighbor isn't a vegan, and the next door neighbor on the other side isn't a vegan, and then the people the next to them aren't a vegan, and actually nobody in your whole neighborhood's a vegan, but we're not alone. You go over to the next town, they're there. And I actually signed up for a vegan meetup thing, and there are tons of actually gatherings going on and activities that you could do where there's anywhere from half a dozen to 3 dozen vegans there, potlucks and stuff. So there's a variety of things you could do. I'm just such a little hermit with stuff like that. I haven't gone yet. I can get out and protest. I can get out and march. But I'm kind of an introvert in a sense. Can you believe that? Yeah, I kind of am a little bit. So anyways, talk to y'all later. And 6 months vegan, you can do it too. And let's do it together. I'm right here. Subscribe, and ask me any questions because I am here for you. And of course, the animals. Mwah! Have a good one. Go vegan. What?